Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi guys, I'm Dwi Khairani. This time, I will explain the theory of human origins, which we usually know as the theory of abiogenesis and the theory of biogenesis. Let's just look at my explanation. Biogenesis theory and abiogenesis theory are two theories that explain the origin of life on Earth. Both are confliction theories and have different evidence. Abiogenesis theory. The abiogenesis theory states that life originates from inorganic compound for non-living matter. This is a theory which states that living things originate from inanimate objects. The theory of abiogenesis was coined by an ancient Greek philosopher and science named Aristotle. The main difference between biogenesis and abiogenesis theories is the concept of the origin of life. The theory of abiogenesis states that life originates from inorganic compounds or non-living matter, while the theory of biogenesis opposes this opinion and states that life originate from other living things. Several science conduction observation and experiments to test the truth of this theory. For example, observation made by Francisco Redi, Lazarus Spallanzani, and Louis Pasteur. Additionally, some science panspermia theory, which states that life originates from inanimate matter through chemical evolution. Also, biogenesis and abiogenesis are confliction theories. They both provide a framework for understanding the origins of life on Earth. By continuing to think and conducting further research, scientists may achieve a deeper understanding of how life originates on Earth. The theory of the origin of life. In this discussion, we not only focus on the theory of biological evolution, but also in line with increasingly developing science. Various new theories emerge to develop previous research and refute theories that are no longer relevant today. Based on the opinions of experts, the following expert: the theory of abiogenesis, or generatio spontanea. This theory is considered the oldest theory that has developed and states that living things emerge from inanimate objects. This theory was initiated by the Greek philosopher Aristotle 384 and 320 BC. Aristotle proposed that life emerged from inanimate matter when the matter contained pneuma, or the head of life. Simply put, the theory of spontaneous generation assumes that living things arise spontaneously or unexpectedly from non-living or abiotic matter. For example, Aristotle noted that fish seem to suddenly appear in bodies of water where there were no fish to begin with. This is in line with the way of thinking at that time, which was not supported by modern technology and tended to look at fate without scientific evidence. Just like Aristotle, our ancestors often debated about the origin of animals or plants that we born from dead creatures. This theory does not have a strong scientific basis, but it can be valid for a very long time. In fact, Antonio van Leeuwenhoek, 17th century inventor of the microscope, also supported the theory of abiogenesis. Leeuwenhoek observed the straw soaking water with a homemade microscope and discovered protozoa. He also claimed that the animal had just risen from the water soaking in straw. Supporter of biogenesis theory. The following are seven first person to argue against the theory of the generation spontanea of the theory of abiogenesis, where Francisco Redi conducted experiments to obtain the correct fact. Francisco Redi's experiment shall divide using fresh meat placed in 3 tubs. The first tub is closed tightly. Then the second tub was covered using glue. The last tub is not closed and is simply left open. After leaving it for several days, Francisco Redi obtained the result of the experiment. Apparently, in the first tub no microbes were found at all. Then the second tub had a few microbes living on the flesh. Finally, the third tub has lots of microbes living there. From the result of this experiment, he then concluded that the microbe in the form of maggot in the meat came from fly eggs left behind when the flies swarmed over the meat which had started to rot. 2. Lazzaro Spallanzani. Lazzaro Spallanzani is a figure who supports the theory of biogenesis which originated from Italy. He conducted an experiment in 190 to challenge Needham's theory. Spallanzani carried out of proving using blood placed in 3 different tubs. The result of his experiments were the same as the result of experiment carried out by Francisco Redi, namely that living things come from something that was alive. Spallanzani explained that the reason for the failure of Needham's experiment was that Needham didn't bolt the tube until all the originates had been killed. Apart from that, Needham also did not close the top of the tub tightly so that other originates could enter the develop inside. 3. Louis Pasteur. Louis Pasteur was a scientist who is considered to be the founder of the theory of biogenesis. He carried out an experiment in 1864. The aim of Pasteur's experiment was to test and improve the experiments of Redi and Spallanzani. Pasteur created a ghost neck flask, which was somewhat closed but still allowed air to enter. The principle of this flask is that air can still enter the tub, but dust will stick to the curve of the tube neck. The experiment carried out by Pasteur was to boil the broth until it boiled, then leave the broth for some time in a ghost neck tube that he had made. Over several days, no bacilli were found growing in the broth. However, a few days ago, the broth started to grow bacteria. From experiments carried out by Pasteur, the theory of abiogenesis collapsed. So, it can be concluded that living things come from living things too. The model of the biogenesis theory based on the result of this science experiment. New theory emerged, namely the theory of biogenesis, which states that 1. Omne vivum ex vivo. Every living created comes from an egg. 2. Omne ovum ex vivo. Every egg comes from living creature. 3. Omne vivum ex vivo. Every living creature comes from a previous living creature. From this we can conclude that Louis Pasteur has shown that the theory of biogenesis is correct and undermines the theory of abiogenesis. Okay guys, that's all my explanation. I hope it useful for all of us. I apologize and thank you for watching and see you.